LFC Daytrippers, brought to you by bookmakers.com.
Hello and welcome to Full Time Reds on the LFC Daytrippers, brought to you by bookmakers.com. Let's get this out of the way early. Check bookmakers.com for all the best betting odds. I don't even know what you would have had for fucking Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0, baby. Kev, how are you doing?
I'm not bad.
I'm
all right.
You got to be better than that, my friend. You got to.
I tell you what, I was confident going into today. I thought we'd get a win. I fancied us to win. I thought, look, we're a really good side at home, but never in my wildest dreams did I think that we would rattle 7. That performance has been threatening for a while.
Oh,
we've been threatening it. Like, we've almost broke into chances, and we rode our luck at times in that first half, but I still felt we were the better side. And I have never seen a Manchester United side fold so hard, so fast.
Yeah,
it was a thing of beauty. It was a sight to behold. It was a beautiful thing to see how petulant and how mentally easily they were to break.
Yeah,
because once they started to go, their heads were gone. We just kept going for more and more and more. The best moment of the match for me was at the end, Bobby's goal. I was like, man, it was just poetry, wasn't it? It was meant to be. And what a game. What a fucking performance. I'm not going to say we'll do that another time, but delighted. I just hope they were watching that in Madrid.
Yeah. Maybe put a little shiver through the old butthole of Real Madrid there. But I mean, I want to get this out of the way early because I think it might get glossed over in the end. Luke Shaw must have nude pictures of Andy Madley's wife. I have no idea how he does not get a yellow card in that game. It was fucking ludicrous, the number of fouls that he made and did not get a yellow card. Just didn't want to forget to get that in there. But
we could have had 2 penalties in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was pure sympathy for Manchester United, the refereeing from Andy Madley. And fuck you, Andy Madley. I wanted 10. I wanted those penalties. I wanted that first league penalty of the year because I got Mo Salah as my captain in FPL, and it paid off like a motherfucker today. Fantastic. It's so good. Yeah. We normally try to have a little bit of structure, go through the game. I mean, lineups pretty much as predicted, I presume.
Yeah, I think
Chedic's not in from the start.
Yeah, that was the only discussion point, and there were heads falling off as to why he wasn't starting and why Harvey did start. But look, I think the logic behind that is you want to start the first 60 minutes with experience. So you can start with Henderson and Fabinho, and they almost played as 2 6s for a good while in that game. And if you need to change it on the hour, you've got Stefan that could come on in fresh legs. That can be your holding centre mid option. And if you wanted to have an attacking option, you have that on the bench as well. But I think it made sense when you stand back and look at it that way. But it was a gamble, to be sure. Harvey had a good performance against Wolves. But, Stefan has been on fire, and the shirt is his. It's not a case that he's lost it or he's dropped it. It's just that experience matters in games like this, and boy, did it show.
Yeah, it's definitely thought that they were going to get the 2 experienced heads of Henderson and Fabinho in the midfield. I would have just presumed that Cetic would just keep going. He's got the hot hand, he's the hot roller at the craps table. You just let him keep shooting. But he went with Harvey Elliott, and like Kevin Ball says, he was worried about Elliott, but he was brilliant today. I thought Harvey Elliott had maybe his best game for Liverpool today.
Yeah, he was very good. He was good at tracking back as well at times.
Yeah.
Look, I think there was patches in that game where he was a bit ropey. Some of his passing,
yeah, he wasn't alone.
He wasn't alone in that. There was some of the passing in the first half wasn't as crisp or as accurate as you'd like it to be. But I'm nitpicking. In general, overall, his performance are outstanding. It's exactly what in an attacking midfielder. It's exactly what you want. I mean, massive credit for me today with Trent, the fullback who can't defend and the fullback who's going to be shit scared of Marcus Rashford. Yeah. How'd that work out?
To be fair, there was a point. One of their better chances that United had in the game, Bruno Fernandes had a free header at the back post that he sent wide. Then that was, but I mean, I don't know.
They're going to get chances. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to get chances.
And Trent Alexander-Arnold, this might be shocking to some people that don't watch a ton of games. He is not the only fullback that gets caught kind of ball watching on a floaty back post cross. Like, it happens on a pretty consistent basis. I mean, Rashford was in a couple of times where, like, I thought Rashford was finding pretty good space in the first half an hour or so, and then he was anonymous until he went off after that. But he had a couple of sights in on goal, but real tame finishes. You know, he didn't really put much on it. I think Allison had 4 saves to make in the first half, and they were all routine saves. And it was ticking along nice. Like, I thought we played well. We got to the first, 15 minutes. I thought Anfield sounded amazing. Ale was going around at about 15 minutes, and it came through beautifully on my end. So, I mean, shout out the boss man. Gav himself was at the game today. What a game, Gav. You lucky bastard to be at a game like that. Kev, you were saying that Chris Brack managed to score some last-minute tickets.
Yeah, Chris managed to get some last-minute tickets today. He was off, obviously, not on the show today. He managed to get tickets. He managed to take Olivia, his daughter, for that game as well. So what an experience for that. It's one of those games that, I'll tell you what, it's one of those games that you're going to look back for years to come. And where were you on this day? Do you remember this bit, that bit, the other bit? But my God, overall, as fans, we needed this. We desperately needed this more than anything, considering the season that we've had. It's all well and good rattling goals against Bournemouth, but to rattle them against Manchester United, we've been threatening and saying that we're in a push for the top 4. And the last 2 games, 6 points from the last 2 games from Wolves and Manchester United were vital to that. And, I mean, how many people realistically, hand on heart, at 11 o'clock this morning believed that we were going to get 3 points today? I tell you, a lot of people would have taken a point today and moved on from it. But no, it's not a case that they got the first one, the second one. There was a moment in the second half when I think we'd just gone 3-0 up. And I think Robertson came flying from left back to press Dalot on the ball at the edge of their box. And I was just like, it made me prick my ears up. I was like, yeah, they're going here. They're not stopping. They're not taking that 3-0 and sit back and try to see this one out. They're going for more. And my God, when they came, it was like the parting of the Red Sea. It was just like the floodgates opened, and to see them walking out, to see them fans walking out, it was everything
It was reminiscent of scenes in October of 2021.
But we need this now to be the platform from now until the end of the season to really go and do something. We've had our shit start. We've had our bad run. We've started now. The last month, we've been better. This needs to be from here, kick on. Has to be. Fucking delighted.
I was thinking as it became obvious, I think probably at the 4th goal that this is a landslide at this point. And I started thinking back to what I was saying after the Everton game. And I did a viewer's voice after the Everton game, which was on a Monday, asking, is this a turning point? Is this a false dawn? Or are we just seeing green shoots? And if you take the Real Madrid game out of it, like Laszlo asked, 4 clean sheets in a row. No, Laszlo, I'm pretty sure Fernando Torres can answer that for you. That's 5.
Yeah.
That's 5 league clean sheets in a row now that we've put up. We're finding our
6 in our last 7.
6 in our last 7. Like, we're stealing up at the back. So yeah, like Harvey made a couple of strange passes. Him and Abu, they had crossed wires early in the first half where the ball got left from nobody, and United had a little bit of a counter on us, but we're not making mistakes that lead directly to goals. We're not shooting ourselves in the foot. We're not giving up own goals or just anything like that. So that little bit of tightening up at the back, and you said it, that this performance was coming. I kind of would have presumed that it would be away to Bournemouth next week. Maybe do 2 sets of 9-0 against Bournemouth sort of thing, but not this. But I got to talk about this in relation to the 5-0 just for a little bit, because Glenn Parsons in our Telegram chat sent a message that what a game to miss because he was at Disneyland today. So
funny enough, my sister and her boyfriend, her husband, and their two of their kids are over there as well this weekend. They managed to find somewhere to watch it.
Brilliant.
Over in Paris.
Because I was driving back from Montreal, having seen my very first Montreal Canadiens home hockey game, and I love the Habs. So it was great for me to get to make that pilgrimage for me. But on the drive home, I missed the first 3 goals of the 5-0 at Old Trafford. And it fucking ate me up that you didn't get to take that in live and to see it live. And you know what? I'm sorry, Glenn, but this game makes up for that. The only thing it was missing at one point early in the second half, I think after we went 3-0 up, they cut to Alex Ferguson, and he just looked the same way he looked that night at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And I desperately wanted them to make that immediate cut to Kenny Dalglish laughing his ass off. But they didn't. They showed Kenny later in the game, and it was such a stroll that they cut to Kenny, and Kenny Dalglish is having a big yawn because we're beating Manchester United 5-0 at home. Dreamland, Kev. Absolute dreamland today.
Curtis J is spot on. This has to be the standard between now and for the rest of the season. We know we're not going to get 5s, 6s, and 7s, but the discipline and the pressure that we were able to put on the ball in the right areas of the pitch to force Manchester United to play in areas of the pitch that they didn't want to play in for large parts of that game. Look, they're a good side. They're going to get out and they're going to get chances. But I don't remember Alisson being too stretched in the game, apart from his own silliness.
No, he made one good save from one time Anthony cut in on his left foot. And
but that's a save he should be making.
Yeah, I was actually kind of disappointed he didn't manage to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, so was I.
Like that was how routine it was, but that was the most difficult one he had. G10 here has a comment. He says, "How did Nunes play in general? Delighted he got 2 goals." I would like to speak on this because at halftime I was furious with Darwin Nunes. I was furious. He looked like he didn't give a shit. He wasn't trying to make the runs in behind. His burst when he first got the ball or had to make that run to open up space for somebody with the ball, he just seemed slow and off it. I think it was 35th minute, something like that. Gakpo overplayed a ball to him out on the wing, and he threw his arms up like, fuck, and Robertson comes out of nowhere. I mean, we're going to have a talk about Andy Robertson a little bit later, but Andy Robertson comes out of nowhere, challenges, it would have been Dallow for the ball, and forces a free kick for Manchester United. And at halftime, that was, everybody likes to presume that we're going to make halftime substitutes, even though we almost never, ever do make changes at the half. The only one I would have done was Jota for Darwin, because I was so upset with his lack of effort in the first half. And somebody in the Telegram chat said Darwin needs a good kick up the hole at halftime. Well, and my, somebody was wearing pointy Italian leather boots because he got a kick up the hole.
Well, the thing is with Darwin, that was the first time he's ever played Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it would have been in his ear all week about how big this game is. This is probably arguably the biggest club game he'll have ever played in, So pressure comes to different people in different ways, and I understand he plays out on the left and he does a good job. It's not his natural position, and I can imagine the frustration, and the frustration was there in the first half, no doubt. He wasn't on it. He was him and probably Harvey in the first half were the two that you'd look at and you go, lads, you need to up this. Everyone else was putting the shift in and looking good. Those two needed to up it, and they did. Really did. But at the same time, they weren't disastrous. Do you know what I mean? There were moments in the first half where he was standing up on Dallow and you thought, you just need one. You just need a bit of luck, something to go your way, a bounce of the ball to go your way, and that'll get you into the game. But when it came in the second half. And I mean, we scored our first goal in 43 minutes?
I have it down as 46 minutes, 30 seconds.
Well, and the second one.
That's the second goal.
That's the second one. The first one came at 43, and the second one came right on halftime, right after halftime. And it was bang, bang. You're 2-0 up, and they have to come out and chase the game. we're probably one of the few sides to this day in world football, and I don't care who your front three is, whether it's Mane, Firmino, Salah, whether it's Nunes, Gakpo, Salah, we're probably one of the sides in world football where you do not want to have to chase a game against, because we're very good at picking sides off. And I thought we managed to ball well. We managed to keep the ball in the right areas, play really good triangles in the middle of the pitch to create space for players to run in behind. And it's the first time in ages that we've had space to run in behind. And you saw how dangerous we were. There's a reason why most sides park the bus against us. And even most top sides will park the bus against us because you do not leave space in behind for us to run into or to play into. So
do you want to make
delighted.
an attempt at going through the goals one at a time?
Not a fucking hope.
Let's give it a lash. Let's see how my notes hold up. 42-30, Gakpo, 1-0. Robertson, what a ball. So to me, this goal, Allison, one ball out to the left for Robertson. He cuts into the middle of the park. He just takes an extra half a second and the channel opens up and he just slots Gakpo through. One of those balls that what he needs to do is written on the ball by the time he receives it. One touch, cuts inside Varane.
Varane sold himself. Varane sold himself badly. And a couple of minutes before that, Varane was at the other end, and I think he'd had half a chance, or he thought he got fouled or something.
So no, Casemiro headed in, but he was well offside.
Yeah, but whether his head was cleared or not, it doesn't. It happened quickly after that. But Robertson waited for the run. It's actually a goal you see in FIFA quite a lot. Where someone will hold the ball in midfield and wait for that space to open up to play the ball in.
Yeah.
To see it played in real life football, it's like he timed his run perfectly because he went out to come back. And Varane sold himself. He checked the run as well. He was always cutting back into his right foot, but he checked the ball back enough to get a stride to be able to take the shot first time.
Yeah.
And if he'd have checked it back and he didn't have that, he had to take another touch, he'd have probably got closed down. But that first touch was perfect. It gave him enough time to be able to get the whip on it. And the first goal in this game was absolutely vital.
It was
vital.
Everything. And I would have loved to have scored a Bournemouth against Arsenal style 9.11 second goal to get the game started, but just on the cusp of halftime, because I thought we were really good, like first 15, 20 minutes. And then we kind of lost our hold on the game and United started getting on the ball a little bit more, but to just before halftime to give them that fucking sucker punch and going at half, like Anfield was bouncing.
Brian O'Halloran there.
Brian O'Halloran says, after this show, I'm going to Ric Flair strut to the supermarket for a few Erdingers in tribute to the mastermind of this great occasion. Woo! He's a limousine riding, Erdinger beer drinking, 7-0 Man United at home winning, son of a gun. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the halftime break, Anfield just sounded amazing. And I mean, again, Emmett before the about an hour. Emmett said he had a girl he knew that was up from South Africa that was looking for a ticket, and they managed to score her one like half an hour before the game. The horseshoe luck of this woman to be able to score a ticket for this game. But I mean, like I'm thinking of Gav being over there. Like, he's been building up. He had to do a lot of homework to enjoy this weekend fully, and I'm sure we're gonna get some good stories coming out of it. But like, at 1-0 going in at halftime, like that just seemed fantastic. Like,
at 1-0 up at halftime, it's like, okay, fine, we're 1-0 up. Arguably against the run of play. They had the more shots on target. They had the goal that was chalked off. That was our first shot on target.
Yep.
I thought we played well in the game, but to go in 1-0, I thought, okay, fair enough. We reset here now. And because they're going to come at us hard. Second half, they're going to come at us. So I thought, okay. And then the way we started the second half, so front foot. It was like, and as soon as we got the second, I was so chilled. I was just so fucking relaxed after that because I knew that was it.
Yeah, but like you said about how this kind of performance has been feeling coming, I felt that a couple of times where, like, we got the second goal against Newcastle and then they get the red card to the goalkeeper, and I thought, floodgates, baby, here we go. This is the game where all of our forwards are going to take their chances. They're not going to have, poor misplaced passes in their 18-yard box or anything like that. But today was the day. I mean, the second goal, Darwin scores it. It's a little Harvey Elliott cross into him. Buries it, no questions asked. But to me, it comes from Fabinho. He wins the ball about...
How good was he today, by the way?
Fantastic.
How good was he today? All the talk going into the game was about Casemiro and how Casemiro was going to boss the midfield and how Casemiro and Fred and Bruno Fernandes... I honestly think Ten Hag fucked up. Royally fucked up his tactics.
What should he have done?
He should have gone 4-3-3 and he should have put Rashford out on the wing. Instead, he put Rashford through the middle and he tried to play Weghorst as a false nine, a number 10, that number 10 role. And that allowed us to have so much space on the wings. It was so bad how they tactically set up against us. It was almost like when I'm looking back on it, I'm thinking like, hang on. Rashford has been on fire. I think Rashford's been. This is the best I've ever seen him this season.
This is the most informed player in the world.
Yeah, he's been threatening this time of season for a long time,
and I call it.
He has to be on the left, not through the middle. It was such a Ten Hag fucked this up so badly. I'm just so glad we were able to capitalize on it and expose them as being just a good side. They've been talked up by everyone in the media as, oh, United are back. They're this, that, they're that, and the other. Going into this game, they'd scored one more goal than us in the league, and we were shit.
We were shit.
Right? We'd conceded the same amount of goals as them in the league, but we're shit. And they are this, like, they're back there. This, that. I'm sorry. It's like, we're a fucking good side. When we're on it, we're unbearable to be on it. We just haven't been on it anywhere near enough. All right. Not compared to what we're capable of, but this is probably the first time that we've had a fully fit squad available to Klopp to be able to go at it how he wants to. But I said, as Curtis said in the chat earlier on today, this has to be the platform to finish this season off on a high and bounce into next season like we've done it before.
Especially this weekend, Kev, because the results all fell for us. Newcastle lost to City, Spurs shock lost to Wolves, and they got to feel aggrieved about that one. Spurs had more than enough good opportunities to win that game, but the results fell for us. And
there's a field full of fucks that I give for what happens to Spurs.
As long as they're losing, I'm totally okay with that. But, this was the weekend, and there was a few, I think it might have been the weekend before we played Nottingham Forest or Leeds, or maybe even both weekends, where the results went our way, and then we managed to cock it up, and then it didn't matter. But this weekend, the results went our way, and now I'm famous for being attacked by a cat. I'm about to put that fucking cat amongst the pigeons because we are right in that top four fight.
Oh, I like it.
We are right in that top four fight. It's right there. Like, Spurs are looking wobbly. Newcastle. Oh, I'll let your leg catch up here. All right, we're going to move on. I want to talk about the third goal because I don't even remember the ones that are coming after. I'm hoping my notes fill me in on it. But the third goal, Mo Salah embarrassed Lisandro Martinez for that goal. Embarrassed him. It was lovely. He's been overthinking with the ball way too much, and it's not been coming off. And today, it came off. And that's why I captained him in my fantasy team, baby. And he's got me at least 36 points before the bonus. I'm feeling great about it. But he sold him for the Echo twice. Yeah. Like, it's one thing to get sent to get the paper, but then to get back from getting the paper and be told you need to go get another one. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. Gakpo dinks it over David De Gea.
That was actually, do you know what? That's a really, really good finish. That'll get underplayed in all of the goals that were scored.
Yeah.
That's a cultured finish. That is a proper striker's finish. Bobby would have been proud of that.
Yes.
Bobby would have been proud of that goal because...
To me, it was shades of Mo's dink over De Gea in the 5-0 at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Of just the perfect amount of spin and angle and velocity on it, and it nestles in. It made me so happy. Shortly after that, Anthony finally got his yellow card. He looked like he was due a red card the whole game. He's part of that club of United players that absolutely lost the plot. Like Luke Shaw was fouling constantly. Bruno Fernandes is, we're all Liverpool fans here. This is a safe place, right? Fuck, I hate Bruno Fernandes. He is the whiniest baby in the whole Premier League. He is such a suckhole. Just his play acting and his going down early. But Anthony looks like he's a young Padawan to the Jedi Master of the dark arts of Bruno, because he was the same thing. So it was good to see him get a yellow card.
Yeah, that today for Anthony was welcome to grown-up football.
Yeah. And did I save that comment? Oh, I didn't save that comment. Kev Ball said earlier, and somebody has now confirmed it, that Cody Gakpo has more Premier League goals this season than the £90 million Anthony for Manchester United.
And that's the Cody Gakpo that Manchester United were desperate to sign and couldn't get over the line because they'd spent too much money on Anthony.
I should have given you the heads up that I wanted to mention this, Kev. To me, that might be the absolute sweetest part of it, is that United fans were so desperate for Gakpo. We absolutely pipped them out of nowhere before the window even opened. And then they all went on this long thing for the entire month of January when Gakpo was settling in that we didn't even want him. He's not even that good. And if there could have been a game to get your first brace for fucking Liverpool against the team that's like sour grapes, we didn't even want you anyways.
Stephen Lennon makes a good point there. Gakpo, it's a bit early. It's a bit early to make in this kind of shout. Gakpo gives me Bergkamp, Sturridge vibes. He does in his style of play. And if he turns out to be anything close to a Dennis Bergkamp, for the money that we've paid for him,
take it.
It would be absolute. You'd almost go back and give PSV a bonus.
Or just an interest-free loan to redo one of their stands if they want. FSG can float them $80 million to do some renovations around the ground because we feel guilty about it. Yeah,
it's just one of them, and he looks a proper footballer. I can't wait for him to have a proper preseason next year and come back in. I'm feeling it must be difficult for any player coming in January because you don't really feel part of the club or part of the side until probably you're in a full season. You go away on a preseason trip with everybody, where it's just 35 of you with the coaching staff, and you're gone for a month.
Yeah,
and I think that's when you start to feel like you're part of it. But my God, he looks a lovely footballer. He really, really does.
We're going to jump all over because you can't really have a lot of structure when you win 7-0 against your biggest rivals, which I need to point out, 6-0 was United's biggest defeat in the Premier League. And then we went and made it 7 just to put that little extra coup de grace on top of it. I thought Cody Gakpo was my man of the match. I thought he looked so promising today. The strength he has in the middle of the park, it's, call me blinkered and a Liverpool fan, it is so Gini Wijnaldum, where he collects the ball at speed to his feet with 1, 2, 3 defenders at his back, and he's able to spin, shield the ball, and make a little 2-yard layoff that opens up the attack so much. I thought he did that tonight so well. Well.
He was very good tonight. He really was. But for me, Mo Salah, I thought this is the Mo Salah that we know and love. When he done Lisandro Martinez and he sat him down twice, he did it by going on the outside.
Yeah.
And he went on the outside, stopped, went on the outside again. It's like Lisandro Martinez just sold himself a pup, and the assist from Salah for Bobby's goal was just fucking beautiful. It was just such a lovely weighted pass.
I come from a country where curling is one of our national pastimes, and the weight on that shot stone was unbelievable.
It was perfect. But it wasn't just that. There were times in the first half where Mo was doing the donkey work and getting back and closing down space, stuff that he's not used to, stuff that he doesn't normally do. And that will give Anfield a massive lift to see him doing that legwork and going the other way and showing the quality that he's got. Man, I thought he was outstanding today.
Yeah.
I thought he was head and shoulders above anything on the pitch.
Yeah.
His quality today was second to none. He was outstanding.
And he wins so many headed balls in the midfield. He was dropping deep. He was adding that extra number into the midfield, which we swamped their midfield, by the way. We absolutely swamped their
That's
midfield.
where I go back to saying Ten Hag messed up so badly. Sticking Bruno Fernandes out on the left.
Fred,
instead of making a
Casemiro,
three in
and
midfield.
Yeah, Fred,
Nobody.
Casemiro, and Wout Weghorst as a 10. That's your midfield. Like, even if Fabinho was playing how he was 4 months ago, I would be happy with us winning that midfield battle, because the only thing Wout Weghorst seems to know how to do is score unbelievable braces in the World Cup and dribble the ball with his fucking hands. The guy handled the ball in the first half like 3 times, and Andy Madley, who was garbage, didn't catch any.
Yeah, he was. I think Weghorst, if you played Weghorst as a number 9 to link everything and to bounce off and to play off, that's fine. And he's actually really good at it. He's really good at it. But the way Ten Hag has tried to use him today was so bad. Guys, if any of you in the chat have found any of the post-match stuff, any of what Klopp was saying post-match, please fire it into the chat. Love to see it. Love to see it. And more importantly,
Jake Semister must be on the cans. Usually he's pretty good at getting the post-match quotes in for us.
But no, so I mean, the fullbacks today, Robertson up and down the wing. Robertson, if he ever learned how to shoot, he'd be in
with
double
his right
figures.
foot
twice.
Yeah,
it was. Look, it's not his forte, and that's not why he's in the side.
The ball lands to Robbo on his right foot, 9 yards out with an open path for the goal. It's, to me, about the same as if you're stranded in the Antarctica and somebody hands you 12 pounds of smoked brisket. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? I know that there's gold here, but I can't do anything with it. He has no right foot at all. And it's to the point now where it's almost just funny to see it happen. And because we won 7-0, we can laugh about it. But, if we'd had a 0-0 and Robbo had spurned those 2 chances, we'd be pulling our hair out about it. But my God, like he should be good for 5-7 goals a season because of the positions he gets into.
Yeah, I mean, look, Adam O'Brien with the comment here is like, well, lads, just wanted to say we've had plenty of ups and downs this year and have to sit through some serious shite, but God, I love this football club. It is definitely a day for the cans. Yeah. It's like, this is why we watch football, because could you imagine what it must feel like to be on the receiving end of this?
Oh, no. I highly recommend everybody go and check out a little bit of Goldbridge after this, because if you can't enjoy some Schadenfreude after a 7-0 win,
Norwich City scarves are going to be sold out in Manchester from tomorrow about 3 p.m.
Green and gold, as long as Rashford scores every week, unless we lose 7-0 at Anfield. Like the green and gold scarves got packed away there for the longest time. But you're right; they're gonna be having a book burning. Has any of their assistant managers written a book? There might be call for that. I gotta point out, a lot of people in the chat here talking about the way that Gakpo moves. I don't know if it was on one of the, it feels like 100 shows you and I have done over the last week, Kev, or after we stopped broadcasting. But I mentioned that I feel like Gakpo moves like Van Dijk, where you don't think he's trying, but because he's so big and his strides are 8 yards each, he covers so much ground. Like I couldn't be happier with, Emmett Cavanaugh. He's got it there. Look at that. Green and gold. All right.
See,
let's see
this is what G10 has just put in there is the default option. Goldbridge is blaming the ownership. Look, it is what they do. It's their default setting. When everything goes to shit, they blame the ownership.
To be fair, with G10 on this comment, the thing around Gakpo was United's ownership, because they have to go by the whims of the market and all that, because they're floated on the stock market. Transfer speculation is actually good for the value of United's brand.
Yeah.
You know, getting more clicks, getting more. So they drib and drab out their transfers. They carry it out. Whereas we come in like an assassin in the night and just take them from them. But fuck them. Because after we signed Gakpo, there was pretty much a constant stream of revisionist history from United fans going, he's not that good anyways. He's a one-trick pony. He had a good World Cup and that's it. Well, guess what? We've got a player on our hands. And somebody mentioned early in the chat, might have been before we went live, that this is the reason why Bobby's not getting his deal. I mean, all Liverpool fans are going to be gutted to see Roberto Firmino leave this club.
Yeah. 100%.
There's no two ways around it. Bobby Firmino, not even his goals. For me, it's the assists. It's his assist against Southampton and an assist he made against Newcastle.
Another one today.
Unbelievable, some of the moments this guy's given us. But it is time to move on. We are being a little bit more ruthless. You know, some people in the chat on our show we did on Thursday, Kev, Gav, and I, where we did a little pretend transfer business in the summer. People were like, wow, you guys are ruthless tonight, you know, getting rid of players. This is what we have to do. This is what fans are calling to do. And so, you know, it's a great sign that we're going to move on from Roberto Firmino, because holy shit, does Cody Gakpo fill that role? If he plays like he does today, we won't miss Roberto Firmino at all. Except for the teeth.
No, I love Bobby. I absolutely love the bones, Bobby. Bobby's given us 8 fantastic years.
Yeah.
But I think for him and for us, you know, it's we need to evolve the way we play, and Bobby deserves to be a starting number 9 for someone in a top league, and hopefully the rumors and the gossip to Inter Milan are genuine, and he can go to Milan and challenge for a Serie A title in the next year or two and finish his career in Italy and be a success. I wish him absolutely nothing but the best, because I think he's a phenomenal footballer. He's one of those footballers in the game that it doesn't matter what club you support, you will appreciate the quality, and the man has an abundance of quality. And we're going to definitely be doing shows on Bobby and what he's offered us before he goes. But
absolutely,
absolutely love the bones of him.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good idea for. We got an international break, which is disgusting sounding, coming up. But that seems like a good use of the international break, as we can go and wax poetic
100%.
about Bobby. But Laszlo Panaflex, this is a pretty good shout that Bobby might be the most popular player that we've had since Steven Gerrard.
Popularity-wise, cult figure-wise.
Yeah. Everybody loves Bobby.
Yeah.
Smith.
I think between him and Divock Origi, because I think Bobby's given us more moments, but Divock has definitely given us those cult wins, those last-minute winners, you know, scoring the winner in the Champions League final, the goals against Everton and what have you.
Yeah.
Bobby Firmino's head and shoulders above Divock Origi.
Yeah, it's not even close. Leagues between them.
Not even close, but it was because of him and because of his ability, we managed to watch arguably the best era of football that Liverpool have ever played.
Yeah.
And I include the I will argue that I just glitched out.
Yeah, you just glitched
I'd
out.
argue that the football
I try to act
we
cool and let you finish your thought and hope that it all works itself out in the end.
No, I just argue that the football that we played at that time was the best that we've ever played.
Yeah,
in my lifetime, anyway.
I don't think it can be like I wasn't around to witness those teams. You know, you can watch YouTube compilations and stuff like that, but it just doesn't give you the same effect. But I mean, the level of competition is so high that we're dealing with right now. And Bobby Firmino was the central to some of the best moments. If in 50 years, if the moments of Bobby Firmino that I've experienced aren't some of the best moments of being a Liverpool fan, it's because we've had great decades ahead. That's the only way that it's not. Yeah, because like the fun that I had watching Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, and Mohamed Salah frontline, if that's ever equaled, I am so happy because I thought that way about watching Luis Suarez. Watching Suarez and Sturridge and Sterling banging goals in 13-14. Like, I thought, like, if I ever get anything that's as fun and exciting as this, and we've had that, and it's been great. But I'll tell you what, I think we saw tonight a kind of sign of what we're going to be looking at in at least 2023, 2024 for our attack with Nunez, Gakpo, and Mo Salah in there. And that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Darius Hoyt has sent us a $5 super chat here. So 70% of $5 is $3.50, something like that.
Yeah.
That's going to go to our breast cancer awareness charity partner. So thank you very much, Darius. He says, we had no idea what we were going to see when we saw Klopp play Coutinho, Firmino, Lallana against Man City during Klopp's first game. I think his first game was Spurs, but I get what you're after. But we're miles away from that. When I think of those teams that had Coutinho and Lallana in it, it was chicken with its head cut off, just running all over the place for the sake of running. And today, Jim Beglin mentioned it some point in the second half on the broadcast I was watching. Our press was dynamite today. Dynamite.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It was. But
yeah.
Listen, we're going to be back tonight. I mean, we're not back. We're off now. We can go and get on the cans and have a load of fun. But the guys got to be back tonight at 10 o'clock. And you can imagine they're going to be going through this with a fine-tooth comb, soaking up the Manchester United reaction to this.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's face it, this was the talk in the middle of the week from the Manchester United fans who were brave enough to say it. They were on for a quad of their own. That's done. That's done. They might get a cup treble, and I think they should. They probably will. I think arguably it's on for them to get a cup treble.
I mean, it's a Mickey Mouse treble, though, right?
It's not, because it's something similar to what we did back in 2001.
Yeah, that was a Mickey Mouse treble.
It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. It's one of those things that they can use to build on, but at the same time, to come to Anfield with the premise that they're back, they're a long way from back.
Kev,
we're a long way from being dead.
Yeah,
we're a long way from being done.
I drink it in, folks. I mean, I thought 5-0 was as good as you could get. 5-0 away, that's probably equal to what? 6-0 at home. 7-0.
7-0 in a Premier League. 7-0 in any Premier League game is huge.
Yeah, exactly. You beat Nottingham Forest 7-0, or you beat Southampton 7-0, and you're like, you remember that day? This is our greatest rival, a team that thought that the tables had turned again, and they were back on the up, and we were going down.
Yeah, and Eunice makes a point there. This is their biggest ever Premier League loss.
6-0. They said it was their biggest ever defeat, and we went and we added a 7th just to drive the point home, to remind them that. I couldn't be happier, Kev. Like, honestly,
Eunice is saying that this is their biggest ever loss
in any competition.
Wow. All time. Oh man. I need to get on the Man United. I'm coming back to Twitter. I'm coming back to Twitter, man. I'm getting on the Man United spaces tonight.
Eunice, you need to double confirm that and bring it back in what? 2 hours and 43 minutes for the Fatback 4, because the fellas, I'm not entirely sure who's on tonight, but whoever's on tonight, I mean, that's a muffin you're tossing up right there for him.
Wow. Yeah. Look, man, I cannot wait to watch Match of the Day 2 tonight, and I'm going to bounce into work tomorrow. And I'm bouncing into work tomorrow taking names.
Oh, buddy, I'm on holidays for the next 2 weeks, so I've been on the can since about 9 this morning, just absolutely enjoying my coming up 2 weeks of holidays. And holy shit, this is the best. I could have won $5,000 on a scratch and win, and I wouldn't feel as good as I feel after beating United.
This is amazing. This is why we love football. And look, we know the hurt, and we know what it's the pain of what it was like to lose. Mm-hmm. Especially the manner in how we lost at Old Trafford. The result says 2-1. We were battered. We were battered and humbled,
buddy.
at Old Trafford.
I watched that game at Ryan's Pub in Dublin with Emmett Kavanagh and Keith Plunkett of this parish, and I don't have to watch a lot of games. Being Canadian and not knowing a lot of soccer fans, I watch all my games at home, so I don't have to watch a lot of games with gloating opposition fans 2 tables away. That was fucking brutal. Having United fans high-fiving each other because we're dog shit. So Ashley L seems to have clarified it here. She says, this defeat goes down as the club, Manchester United's, joint heaviest ever competitive defeat alongside 7-0 losses to Wolves in December 1931, Aston Villa in December 1930, and Blackburn Rovers in April 1926. So since before the rise of Hitler's Germany, this is the greatest defeat in the history of Manchester United. And if that doesn't make you so happy as a Liverpool fan, you cannot be made happy. That's amazing. That's one of the great stats ever. Thank you very much, Ashley.
That's amazing. Eunice, before the war.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. It's like, it doesn't get better than this. It doesn't. It just doesn't. I mean, can you imagine what it's like people walking into offices, walking into warehouses, walking onto building sites tomorrow morning? All of the crap that people would have taken all last week.
There'll be a lot of people walking into work tomorrow doing this.
I haven't got enough fingers. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, it's just gonna be nice, man. Because you can imagine the amount of stick that was handed out all week. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
After the Carabao Cup victory for them, and they're back, and it's Ten Hag, and he's all over, and Liverpool is shit. Again, I'm going to go back to what I said. I felt that there was a turning point with the manner of the performance in the derby against Everton. I saw more of our players giving a fuck in that game. I saw more players running that extra hard yard, making that extra burst, being a little bit smarter in possession and with the pass. Like today, our passing at the back was rock solid. Allison had one first half. He damn near made me shit myself, where he took a poor touch with the ball, and Bruno tried to dive and get the penalty, but Allison got the ball, and it was never a penalty at all. And other than that, we were rock solid at the back. And whenever we got the ball, they fended off our attack. They lumped it long. We won the first ball. We got it. And if anything wasn't on immediately, we just went back to Van Dijk or Ibu or Allison, and we kept the ball. We kept recycling it, and we kept the pressure on them. And in the second half, my God, is that maybe, Kev, with the exception of Barcelona at home, is that maybe the best second half of football in the history of Liverpool Football Club? 6 goals against Manchester United?
It's right up there. It's right up there. It really doesn't get much better than this. I just wanted an honourable mention for Robbo.
Unbelievable.
In the first half, chasing dead balls. Do you remember the one where Darwin threw his arms up and what have you? Robertson legged it.
Yeah, you went to get a can when I was talking about that. And he wins. He wins the throw-in eventually off of Dallo.
It's things like that. That's the mentality. That's the mentality monsters are back.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, because again, we got a Fatback 4 coming up tonight in 2.5 hours. So I'm presuming a lot of you guys are going to be in there in the chat checking it out. If you're watching tonight, we've got 166 people in here. I would love if we could get 166 likes, because if you can't hit a like on a full-time reaction show for Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0, when are you going to hit the thumbs up button? It costs you nothing. It takes literally half a second to go and do it. I was about to say something, but I would love to hear from the chat. What are your guys' man of the match? Because I threw mine out there early. I thought it was Gakpo. Kev, what did you think?
I think Salah. I think Mo Salah was so good, didn't it? So good you name him twice. It was Mo Salah. He was 2 goals, 2 assists.
Yellow card, taking his shirt off.
It's not just the goals and the assists. It's his all-around play. He just looked like he wanted the ball. He wanted to be involved in everything. He looked like he wanted to take a leadership role in that front three and said, look, if Bobby's going, I'm the man, and you work through me, and we will get there.
Yeah, we got Antioch the Third saying Robertson, Craig Lowe from Australia. G'day, Craig. It's the middle of the night. I think it's 4:30 for Craig right now. So good on you, Craig. Get the fucking
Cheers, mate.
Austin's India, mate. Get a VB. Let's go
Love
Queensland.
VB. I haven't had VB in years.
I haven't had it since I was in Australia. About 10
I
years ago.
I used to have it when I was living in England. There was a pub. There was a place in Bristol called the Beer Keller, and this was a place that had like Nirvana in there before Nirvana had made it.
Nice.
It was one of those like proper biker bars that had like good music. They used to sell VB, man. It was the fucking bomb. Used to love it.
Yeah. Got a few more people here. Owen Burke saying Salah man of the match. Who did I have up? Butter Pants 0815. Salah man of the match. Eunice going a little bit off script here. He says Alonso podium 7-0 win against Man United. What a day for me. Pretty good day. First day of F1 there, Kev. The Red Bull 1-2. Alonso on.
I didn't watch it. I just got a feeling this season is going to be a procession again.
Yeah,
I was more invested in watching the 2:00 game today. The Everton Nottingham Forest
game.
It was actually a good game of football.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game of football with everything that was on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an action-packed day today.
Yeah.
Action-packed day today. But look, the boys are going to be back tonight. Smash the like button on your way out, guys. Really appreciate everyone who was in there. If you can't enjoy this, then football's not for you.
Yeah.
But get back in the chat tonight where the lads are going to go through this with a bit more calm.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even get
I don't think they're going to
get through all the goals. I think we got to the fourth one. The third.
Who cares? Who cares? It's 7-0.
I'll pass my notes along to the guys doing the Fatback 4. After the third goal, all my notes are just exclamation marks and the score going up by 1 every couple of minutes. So it's absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, Fatback 4 coming up in 2.5 hours for you guys. Everybody, come on back into the chat. Hit your like button on the way out. Our sponsor, again, bookmakers.com. Go on over there. Put a bet on Mo Salah to win the Golden Boot for the Premier League this season, because at the rate he's going, it's still not going to happen, but you probably get good odds on it. But in the description for the show, you'll find the link to our charity partner, 12 women from a Dublin GAA club that are running the Dublin City Marathon, trying to raise money for breast cancer awareness. We're helping them out with that. Also, Gav, I don't know. I think he still might be looking for any sponsors for our golf day, for the LFC Daytrippers golf day that's coming up in and around Dublin in June. All the proceeds and whatnot from that are going to go to our breast cancer charity partners. So we got all those good things. Get some cans in, you guys. Maybe get a bit of bite to food. Let's see you guys all back here for the Fatback 4 in 2.5 hours or so. Right, Kev?
Absolutely. Can't wait. I'm not on tonight. You're not on tonight.
Nope.
I have no idea who's on tonight. Nope. I'm assuming Emmett is on. I'm assuming Keith is minding the shop. Pretty sure Shawnee's going to be bouncing off the wall somewhere. So, look, if it's the three boys, it's going to be
three at the back, baby. 3 at the back.
It's going to be carnage.
That's right. Get hydrated. Get a little food in you. Get your cans. We'll see you guys all back for the Fatback 4 later. Thanks for joining us for Full Time Reds. That's been Kev. I'm Matt. The score was Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. 5 clean sheets in a row. Up the fucking Reds.